What's good, superstars? Back with another Veve video. You got Superstar Joe. You got Superstar Rob in the building. How's it going, Rob?
Pretty good. You?
Oh, man. I feel like a doctor of punches in this one. A doctor punches. Guys, if you're new here, do not forget, become a superstar. Smash the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell notification so you know whenever we post some great videos like this one about Veve and Omi. You can also become a superstar VIP, $2.99 a month. Hit the join button underneath the video. Get one of those stars next to your name. Level up through the stars. Longer you hold, more entries into the giveaways every single month. Follow us on X, follow us on Instagram. Join the Discord. In the Discord, you're going to meet all kinds of people like-minded, like yourself, where you can talk to them about this stuff 24/7. People are from all time zones, all over the world in there. We have Veve chat, we have Omi chat, we have all your favorite projects in there, and we have communal superstar chats if you want to talk about just generic things. We also have my favorite chat at the moment, a GIF-only chat, where you only go in there and you post GIFs, and it is the most fun thing ever because the train of GIFs that happens and people post one thing and then you go on this huge tangent. Superstar Steve is having a great time in there. Tron's in there. I'm in there. Rob, you need to be in there more.
Yeah, I got to be in there more for sure. But everyone, join the Discord. This is how we run all our gifting programs every single month. It's almost the end of the month. We're gonna be doing some gifts. Make sure you guys join. Want to see you in there. And yeah, Joe, I gotta get into the gift chat right away. I gotta get to it tonight, right after the video.
We have San Diego Comic-Con happening right now in San Diego, obviously, and great friends of the channel. We met them in person. We have Salsa Cash and his friend over here. So, I mean, we're going to be keeping track and following you guys the entire time on X and seeing what it's like over there because we cannot be there. So we want to be through you guys. So if you guys want,
speaking of doctors,
Speaking
of doctors, it's great to see them heading over to the cons. I know they love attending them, so have fun, guys.
Definitely go give a follow, and I'm sure that he'll be posting tons of photos. Another one that happened today, there's a little live stream from Dr. Stuff. He's there. He's enjoying it. He had a fun time posting some live footage. I think David was even in it for a little bit on that video, so definitely want to share that out because I know people can't get there. There's people there who are making great content. Definitely go check out Dr. Stuff on that one as well. But I guess let's just jump straight into it. Speaking of people who are there for the community, and speaking of doctors, we got Dr.Profit. This video is about Dr.Profit. You can see the title and basically how, in our opinion, he has saved Veve single-handedly. There's a lot to talk about when it gets to it. Why don't you get it started, Rob?
First of all, I'm going to do a favor for the viewers here. We got some dark mode, right? We got to go some dark mode of Twitter right now. But yeah, Sir Dr.Profit, honestly, a legend in the Veve community specifically for many different reasons. And I think right now the first thing we need to talk about is the fact that he created an app or a website called Stacker. So you got Stacker, which is this completely like I don't even know what to call it, like a Veve like pseudo app or just like this third-party marketplace. It's eventually going to be like I don't even know what the plans are for this, but he built this thing in order to operate and do utility that Veve has promised and not been able to do in years, in many years, and he pulled it off in like 6 months. So he has the ability. Thanks to his involvement in the project, you can now actually have Omi to NFT. We've heard so many things about Omi NFT. It's so confusing. I don't know if they've changed direction 5 times, 10 times. I don't know what is going on with Omi NFT, but it looks like the first look at this and probably is going to be how it will eventually only operate is this partnership with ecomi and Veve with Stacker. And I think the reason why they're doing this, I'm just guessing, I have no actual information if this is true, but I'm guessing that there's a bunch of regulatory concerns that come with having Omi directly in the Veve app. So they're finding ways to break it up, separate it, and they can use Stacker as kind of like that arm's length app where people can go and do only the NFT transfers while being linked and connected in the back end to the Veve app so that transfer happens. But the Veve app itself and the company Veve actually does not need to be involved with that transaction. So Stacker's taking all the liability when it comes to the Omi transaction. And it's a way for Veve to be like, look, we're not doing anything with the Omi. It's those guys over there. That's a different company. We have nothing to do with them. And in some ways, I think they're just playing some kind of like legal games with it. But at the same time, at the end, for the end user, at least they can now do Omi to NFT.
Yeah, I mean, here's the official announcement. You gave me self-conscious, so now I'm in dark mode. So the rest of Superstar Money videos are going to be completely dark. There's like two different levels of dark mode. This is the darkest possible mode now, so your eyeballs are saved. But Dr. Profit, we are thrilled to announce our collaboration with Veve Official and ecomi on OMI to NFT, bringing the long-awaited utility to the token. This partnership marks an exciting new chapter for a community. Together, we're unlocking incredible possibilities. I don't know if they had a plan before Dr. Profit came along. Like, I don't know. They had it in their original roadmap. Obviously, we know what happened with that. Then they had a secondary roadmap. It was in there. Obviously, we know what happened with that.
Yeah.
I think Dr. Profit said, enough is enough. Time to come in here, make it myself. If they're not going to do it, I'm going to do it. And I really, really think that there was no light at the end of the tunnel. I do not think they could figure it out and navigate the landscape until Dr. Profit came along and said, listen, we're going to do it this way. This is how we're going to do it. This is how we can get you there. And they said, you know what? This guy, he's very invested. He has all our best interests at heart. Let's trust him. And I feel like that's what happened. I feel like they built that relationship. We know that he was spending endlessly on this app. He was buying 400 partner statues at the high. He was buying the first ever one of ones for like $30,000. Dr. Profit was the number one wallet on this app for years until we seen Bezos Man, Dr. Fuse, all these other guys coming in and trying to scoop up stuff now when it's cheaper. But Dr. Profit was doing it when things were running. He had an endless, bottomless pit wallet because he believes in this stuff and he believed that it would come from the team, I believe. But when it didn't happen and he noticed certain things happening, I feel like he took the matters into his own hands. He said, listen, I'm just going to build it. I'm just going to make it happen because I know I can. I know I can get there. Obviously, he has success in his life from before, being able to afford all the things that he's afforded on the app. Now we're seeing that he is integral to the app. I mean, integral, and what he's doing here is absolutely, you cannot deny it, saving Veve's roadmap because they had no clue what they were doing with the OMI to NFT before he got involved because it would have been here. It's been years.
Don't forget that if you're Veve, you're probably going to want someone like Dr. Profit who has a lot of incentive to make their app better because of his investment within that app, right? Mm-hmm. He is one of the top whales spending an insane amount of cash to buy Veve NFTs. So now you have someone like him that want to partner. I think ecomi and Veve are going to say, yeah, let's partner, because why would he ever do anything contrary to what your best interests are? He is now linked forever with the success of the company. So he has a lot of incentive to make sure that it will go very, very well. And using Stacker, he now has he actually has the ability to make Veve better independently, whether or not he's integrated in that team or not, because the new functionality he gives on Stacker, if he has access to the back end to work through the Veve app and actually have this much power where you could go in Stacker and do an OMI to NFT peer-to-peer transaction, and it happens on the Veve app like Veve Comics. If he has this much power, it opens up a lot of doors for him on what he can do going forward to try to make Veve better for the masses going forward. So let's remember that OMI to NFT is actually the second burn mechanism. The first burn mechanism for OMI was when on our channel you can burn OMI in order to get raffle entries to a giveaway. But in his case, he has now given the long-awaited OMI to NFT with a percent burn. So I think it's going to be 2 or 2.5%. We just did an amazing video on that. If you guys go check it out. In the long run, it's not going to be that much, I think, significant, but it's a start, and at least is the first time that you can actually burn OMI through that transaction. And again, if Dr. Profit wasn't here, I really don't know if this was ever going to be the case. And at least it's scalable. At least if Veve does bring in new users, at least the OMI to NFT burn at 2% is scalable. The more users there are, the more burning you're going to get.
Yeah, I mean, we can also look over here at the next utility, or not utility, but something that we've expected from Veve that Dr. Profit is bringing. It is one-click OMI. I mean, people have been asking for a simpler way to get into it. And we see Andre2999 below saying one-click OMI. Now, if I can only buy something with this. So obviously waiting for the beta testing to happen on the Stacker app. There's people apparently that are already using it, people that were using it before it was announced. We know for a fact that people were utilizing this in alpha testing as disclosed on Spaces and on live streams, that they were using it in advance of the announcement. They knew what was coming. Dr. Profit's already had them testing this out. And we can see now that this is live. I believe this is live, where you can go in there and do a simple swap from USDC to OMI or whatever you want. It looks like a one-click swap. So very cool to see that he's also making it more accessible, something that maybe you would have expected from Veve or OMI directly, but Dr. Profit pushing it out there in advance, just taking matters into his own hands again.
It's just so confusing though, because we've heard OMI to NFT for so long, and like just out of nowhere, like, because there's no roadmap, so we don't know exactly how it's ever going to function. Just like Stacker, like this Stacker, this website ends up being the thing that does it. It's hilarious. I don't
know if you saw this, Rob.
I saw this.
Will we be changing the app name from Veve to Stacker soon?
Yeah.
I think they got to have some kind of a case for that at this point.
I don't know. I mean, it's a fair point. But yeah, like if you're obviously, if you're an OMI person, you're very happy with Dr. Profit. And you got to remember, Dr. Profit has a long-standing history in the Veve community. I remember that he was criticized quite a bit because he was using discounted gems. But he followed the rules. He's always followed the rules in that sense. Like if he used discounted gems, I mean, David said that he was allowed to do that. So he followed the rules of Veve's terms of services. So you can't really hold him against that. And I really don't know where Veve would be right now without him. I mean, he actually, like, literally single-handedly, I would say, funded a number of their employees because of the amount of revenue that he brought in. But more importantly, he's actually taking an active involvement in improving the entire user experience by developing this Stacker app. Or I keep calling it an app; it's a website. But by developing this, he has now opened the door to continue to bring utility to OMI and utility to Veve that we may not even be thinking of, or Veve themselves might not even be thinking of. He might be just coming in and just doing this single-handedly, like some other people in the community are doing. Yeah. So, like, this is proving that probably the best thing about the Veve project is the community.
No, it's true. I mean, we've seen it with the Gold Dragon Club, bringing the first ever burns to OMI, and then also providing tons of utility. We've seen it with Suye and the London Police doing their own utilities off the app. A lot of people figuring it out for Veve. I mean, at this point, I would not be surprised if Dr. Profit just takes the Veveverse into his own hands and builds the Veveverse, because we've been waiting so long, and I think if anybody could do it, it's probably him at this point. If he really wanted to, I think that he would get it done and he would figure it out. He seems like he really has a structure to the way that he runs business and the way that he gets things done in a timely manner. I mean, I mentioned it in the previous video when Stacker came out. He had a beta. The beta lasted so long, then he had a little bit more people on it, and then it was completely rolled out in a very timely fashion. Whereas other things where we've seen beta for the Veveverse, for example, has been like a year. Now I think a year for beta testing. So I think he knows how to run a business. He understands how it takes to develop technological advances, and if he is in the bag helping develop the product, I think he saves Veve.
Yeah, I think Dr. Profit here saving Veve. He'd be a major loss if he ever left the community. Guys, let us know in the comments below. What do you guys think? Dr. Profit saving Veve. Do you guys agree? Let us know in the comments below. If you haven't already, don't forget, become a superstar. Smash the subscribe button. Join the Superstar fam. Hit the bell notification button so you get every single video every single day. We do not miss. We're here for you every single day. Also to our VIPs, $2.99 a month to the Starbucks, your name, access to our spreadsheets, giveaways. Guys, thank you so much. Take care. We see you next one.
Love you. Bye.